Hello friends, it's me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel. In this Catechism for Kids episode, we dive deep into the Book of Ecclesiastes, one of the most thoughtful and reflective books in the Bible. Ecclesiastes asks big questions such as what makes life meaningful? Is success enough? Why do good and bad things happen? The writer, often called Qoheleth, or the teacher, reflects on wealth, pleasure, work, and wisdom, and discovers that without God, everything feels empty. The famous phrase, "Vanity of vanities," reminds us that earthly things alone cannot satisfy the heart. But the book does not end in despair. It teaches us to fear or respect God, keep His commandments, enjoy simple blessings as gifts from Him. So, without further ado, let's settle down and dive deep into the Book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes does not sound like most other Bible books. It feels more like someone thinking out loud. The writer talks about life in a way that is honest and personal. He shares what he has seen and felt. Sometimes he sounds hopeful, other times he sounds tired or confused. This mix makes the book feel real. The book is written as a speech or a talk. The teacher says what he has done and what he has learned. He uses short sayings, questions, and even poems. Some parts repeat the same ideas over and over, like "Vanity of vanities" or "A time for everything." These phrases help the reader remember the message. Ecclesiastes is also full of comparisons. The teacher looks at life like a puzzle, compares work, pleasure, and wisdom to chasing the wind. That picture shows how hard it is to catch or hold on to anything in this world. It makes us stop and think. This writing style invites us to listen, not rush. It feels like sitting with a wise elder who has lived a long life. The teacher does not give quick answers. He wants us to ask the same questions and find joy in the small, good things we are given. Ecclesiastes asks deep questions about life. It does not offer easy answers, but it shares some important truths that connect with Catholic faith. First of all, life is short and full of change. The teacher reminds us that everything passes away. People grow old, things break. We cannot control time. This helps us remember not to place our trust in wealth, fame, or success. These things do not last. God is in control. Even when life seems unfair or confusing, God sees the whole picture. We are called to trust Him, even when we do not understand. Ecclesiastes also teaches us to fear God. That means showing respect and knowing we are small compared to Him. Joy is found in simple things. The teacher says we should enjoy our food, our work, and the people we love. These are good gifts from God. Catholic teaching also reminds us that everyday life matters. We meet God in the small moments. Wisdom is good, but limited. The book respects wisdom, but shows it cannot solve everything. Human knowledge has limits. Catholics also believe that true wisdom begins with faith in God. We are not meant to know everything. We are meant to live with trust, obey God, and keep His commandments. This is the final message of Ecclesiastes. At the end of life, what matters most is how we lived before God. The Catholic Church also teaches that faith and good works go together. We show our love for God by how we live. Ecclesiastes is made up of 12 chapters, so the book flows like one long speech, but it has clear parts, so each section shares a different lesson or idea. Here's a simple way to look at how the book is divided. Firstly, is the introduction from Ecclesiastes 1 to 1 to 11. The teacher introduces himself and says that life is full of vanity. Everything seems to repeat and nothing seems to last. Then in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 12 to chapter 2 verse 26, it is about the search for meaning. The teacher tries wisdom, pleasure, work, and wealth. He finds that none of these things can fully satisfy. After that, the teacher shows that there is a time for everything in Ecclesiastes 3 to 1 to 22. This section has the famous poem about time. It shows how life has seasons. God has a plan, but people cannot see all of it. Then the teacher moves on to life's problems in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 1 to chapter 6, verse 12. These chapters talk about unfairness, loneliness, and hard work. The teacher says that many people struggle, and life does not always seem fair. From Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1, to chapter 11, verse 6, the teacher mentions about wisdom and warnings. The teacher gives advice about being wise and careful. He says to enjoy life, but to remember that actions have results. and in Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 7 to chapter 12. Verse 8, the teacher reminds people, especially the young, to remember God while they still have time. Life is short and aging comes fast. Finally, in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verses 9 to 14, they give the final lesson: fear God and keep His commandments. That is what matters most. Each part builds on the others. Together, they help us think about what really matters and how to live a good life with God. In today's world, many people feel tired, busy, or confused. There is pressure to be successful, rich, or popular. Ecclesiastes reminds us that these things don't last. Helps us slow down and look at what is really important. The book teaches us to enjoy the little things: a meal with family, a quiet walk, good day's work. These are not small when we see them as gifts from God. They help us find peace in a noisy world. Ecclesiastes also calls us to trust God even when we don't have all the answers. That message still matters. It reminds us to live with purpose, with care, and with faith that God sees the bigger picture. Ecclesiastes is read during Mass from time to time. It is part of the Roman Catholic lectionary. This means it is one of the books used for readings during the liturgy. We do not hear it often, but when we do, it stands out. For example, an 18th Sunday in Ordinary Time Year C, there is a reading from Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 2 and chapter 2 verses 21 to 23. In this passage, the teacher talks about how empty life feels when people work hard but gain nothing that lasts. A person can spend years gaining wisdom and working with care, but in the end, everything is passed on to someone else. That person might not value it or use it well. The teacher says this makes work feel tiring and sad. Worry and stress take over even at night. All the effort seems like a waste. The message reminds us not to put all our hope in work or success. Life is short and real peace comes from trusting God. Catholics read Ecclesiastes as a reminder to stay focused on what matters most. It helps us be honest about life and see how much we need God. Even when we don't understand everything, we can trust Him and be thankful for what we have. Thanks for watching, friends. I hope that this video can be useful and helpful for you in understanding the Book of Ecclesiastes. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and helpful contents in learning about our faith. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.